Hey everyone, my name's Harry Atomic and welcome to a slightly late Community Day. Now, Community Day is the series where I take a question that you guys ask in the comments and make a video on it. Oh, I'm still sick. This is horrible. It like comes and goes. Ugh. Anyways, this week's question comes from OO, who asks, could you do a tips for young people that collect, like how to work with space, etc.? I think that that's a fantastic question. I mean, for years I just kind of operated out of whatever furniture was available to me, and I didn't really design any kind of like way of displaying a collection. I mean, now I'm lucky enough to have like a room they like display all this stuff in, but I know a lot of people are just kind of starting their collecting journey, so I mean this video could be really useful. So in order to get a better idea of the way that people like to store their games other than shelves, I did a poll on the community tab on my channel and the results were pretty interesting. So what I asked in this poll was, other than shelves, where do you store games? Now a lot of people just use shelves, and I think that that's great that like people are able to display their collections. There's nothing nicer than seeing your collection, but it looked like storing games in plastic tubs seemed to be the most popular option. So on that poll as well, I asked people to comment some of their ideas down below. So I think I've got like a nice sort of cross section of ways that people like to store games, and hopefully this will help you out to like make the most of your space. So my first space saving tip that I can think of is to do sort of the same thing that I did. So in this room I only have Xbox 360 stuff, or Xbox stuff. I suppose there's all Xbox. In this room I only have Xbox stuff, and everything else is just kind of stored away. Now you can use tubs, you can use, you know, the original box that consoles came in, you can use empty closets, just anywhere to kind of put things away and lift them out as you need them. But ultimately your game room should be a place that's really inviting, and it should be a place that's like loads of fun to come into. So I would say first of all to only really display the things that you really want to see displayed, like rare stuff, the most fun stuff, things you play most, multiplayer games for whenever you have friends around. I think if you did that, you could probably, you know, cut down a good chunk of your collection and store it away. Now, if you haven't got a lot of shelf space, Mike Simcoe left a comment on the poll which said, my TV stand has a drawer where I stack all of my 360 games. Older systems and consoles that aren't set up at the moment go in boxes or plastic tubs. So this kind of goes down to your furniture selection. Whenever I was putting this room together, I made sure that whenever I was selecting the furniture that it did exactly what I needed it to do. If you're lucky enough to be able to select your furniture for your space, you could try and make sure that there's enough storage that will work well for games and consoles when you buy it. So if you're buying a coffee table, maybe you could buy, you know, like something that opens up and has storage inside it for controllers, etc. Or if you're getting a TV stand, you could make sure that it has some kind of media storage in there as well. That way you could take a lot of your collection and store it somewhere that's still pretty convenient, but is also kind of not taking up a lot of room. See, I think that suggestion was great. Now, not strictly Xbox, but Bench Joiner also said, all mine over 300 games are just stacked under my desk as I have limited room. My Game Boy games are on nail polish stands for display. Now, this is something I find really unique. It's something that you could do to display your games, but not actually have them take up a lot of space. So if you can store things maybe spine out, or you can stack them on top of each other, or find a creative way of displaying them, like for example the nail polish stand, or I know that IKEA spice racks work really well for Game Boy games, you could kind of come up with some really out there ways of storing your collection in such a way that it's still displayed but is taking up as little room as possible. There's even low profile shelves that you can buy that I've seen some people use that only kind of come out most of kind of the length of a DVD case. And so that way, if they're up against the wall, they're not kind of taking up a lot of space in your room. That's a fantastic idea. I mean, I couldn't store Game Boy games conveniently for years. I think I just used a shoebox for years. Shoebox for Game Boy games? That's another thing you could do, I suppose. Now, another suggestion is from True North Gaming Blog, who says, I have a very handy rolling cart I use to keep a lot of my games in. Has 3 pull-out plastic clear shelves that could hold over 50 games a piece. Decided to change my room up to have more shelving, so now it's used for all my accessories like controllers, cords, and any extra loose games I come across but don't have a place for. I think that that's a fantastic idea. Having something on wheels is just a great way of having things be accessible but just really out of the way. So to kind of highlight how good of an idea this is, I have a set of plastic drawers that I use for controllers and things, and I have that in a closet closet. Now, it's really great that all of those things are, you know, safely stored away and they're kind of not taking up too much space, but it means that I have to go to the closet every time that I want to get a controller out. So I think that that's a really good solution for Marion, the idea of storing things away as well as having them super accessible. Also, if you are planning to store things, like you're planning a game room or something, make sure to take cords and controllers into account. It's always the one thing that I forget about whenever I'm planning where I'm going to store things, and I always just end up with a big pile of controllers and like cords and AV cables, HDMI cables and things I just have no idea where to put. So just make sure you take all that into account if you're planning a game room. And also, the last thing that I would recommend that I've seen some people do is to use a DVD wallet. Now, I personally don't use DVD wallets. I don't like the idea of like taking the disc out and just having it separate from the game. If you do this, please do not throw away your cases or manuals. Trust me, one day you will want them again. However, if you're really like just really hard up for space, you could take all of your discs out of the box and then store the boxes somewhere that's kind of like up on top of shelves or maybe in the back of a closet or something, and then have your discs in a DVD wallet on a shelf somewhere so that it just takes up a minimal amount of space but is still accessible for you to play. So there we have it. That's some space saving ideas if you're planning a game room. Now, if you have any other ideas that you would like to add, then please leave them down in the comments below. Anyone who's planning a game room, I'm sure they would appreciate the help to try and like make the most of their space. As well as that, if you have any advice for anyone or you want any questions answered, you can always jump on the Xbox Game Club Discord. It's one that I'm pretty active on, and there's a lot of other really knowledgeable people on there as well. So you could jump on and chat this and hang out and ask any questions. We can help each other out and design some like super cool game rooms. And also, if you like videos like this, then please consider getting subscribed to the channel. I've been sick lately, so I've been like kind of taking a few days off, but I normally post 3 videos every week. One on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Saturday. Monday's video is just like a general Xbox video that we just kind of come up with a topic and I'll make a video. Wednesday is Community Day, where I get a question from you guys just like this and we discuss it on the channel. And Saturdays is where we stay up to date with all of the Xbox news that happened that week. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.